All right. Hello, everyone. Campbell here from Autodidactic, and I'm here with Charles, and we're going to have a chat about, wow, some, I guess, esoterica, words, inversions, what's really going on down here. You've been doing some study. You got a few ideas you want to share. So how you going, Charles? Welcome, mate.
Hello, hi Campo. I'm a big fan of yours. It's very surreal being on here with you. You have inspired me countless times. Me and I'm sure a
Yes.
multitude of other young, middle-aged men.
Yeah, I know, right?
So yeah, I'm very excited to be here. I have a few things to chat about and sharing research and just having a conversation.
Awesome, man. Well, cheers. Thank you. All right. Well, let's jump into it. Go.
Yeah.
Who
So,
should we
uh,
start?
so I'm actually currently in the Republic of China.
Oh, you're in China now because you were in Taiwan, weren't you?
Uh, well,
Were you?
uh, Taiwan is actually the real China. Uh, People will tell you. So, there's an interesting story there.
Okay.
The ruler, the original or the last Tartarian king of China, was a man called Chiang Kai-shek. Chiang Kai-shek. And in 1943, he escaped from mainland China to the island of Taiwan, which was at the time called Formosa, and had its own empire called Formosa, which had a tiger flag.
Oh,
Uh, I like to think of Formosa as the the um, the mountain range of Mu, the sunken continent. All of that wildlife ended up in Taiwan, escaping the flood. So there were people from Japan coming here for hundreds of years hunting tigers. The greatest tiger hunter actually was Taiwanese, and he ended up in Japan being hailed as this incredible tiger hunting uh, Aboriginal giant. Yeah, and there's also Yonaguni, which is right next to Taiwan. I don't know if
yeah,
you've heard of
yeah.
that,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is
Know
a
about
giant
Yonaguni.
pyramid complex, like a giant ancient city underwater.
Yeah.
So that was also part of that whole island of Mu, which went all the way up to I think Cuba, all the way up into the way into the ocean.
Okay, so that's the Pacific, isn't it? Up there, is it? No.
I mean,
Atlantic Ocean.
yeah, I have a few maps
Yeah, we'll have to look. I'm trying to
about
work
it. I
out
mean,
where
there's a
that
lot of
is.
theories
But
on how big it was, but yeah, yeah,
so yeah, it's coming. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's obviously the Bimini Road and a lot of stuff in the Caribbean too, right around there. Um,
yeah. I mean, there are a lot of islands. Obviously, Japan is part of that, probably because all of those are connected like a large dragon. They call it the dragon spine in Chinese. So the tail is Taiwan, and then you have the Japanese islands are like the head of the dragon. Um, Yeah, and they call it the Dragon Path, those mountains that are all dotted in the middle of Taiwan. Most people in Taiwan don't live on the east, they live on the west because it's flat land. And that's when the Japanese invaded in like 1902, maybe 1890 something. When they invaded, they were just basically growing crops. They were using Taiwan as a uh, um, like
food basket. Yeah.
a farming colony, so they could just transport sugarcane and pineapples, things like that. Yeah, and they actually had this line of airships that was delivering the pineapples to from Taiwan to
Really?
Japan. Constant line of airships. Just they still have
Really?
paintings of those. It's not something that is mainstream. Like,
No, I've
but
never come
even the
across that.
pineapple pins in the museums have the airships on, so it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of clues. Like, yeah.
Wow, that's
And every
cool.
time I see airships, I'm thinking Tartaria or ancient, civilization. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, right. Okay, well that's cool. Didn't know that. So Moo, so like does that is that where Hawaii is in the middle of that ocean? I'm just trying to work it, or is that on the other no, that's on the other side of America, isn't it? Off the
Um,
west coast, I think, Hawaii.
yeah. I have got a few images of the map, the original map of Oahu.
Oh, okay. What an original map of Mu did you say?
There are maps of Moon.
There are maps of Mu. Wow.
Uh, or I mean, they're obviously post-reset maps. I don't think there's going to be anything that old, but
Yeah, right.
yeah, Mu is a very interesting topic that I constantly go back to.
Mm. Yeah, because I mean, I kind of assumed that like Easter Island was one of the pinnacles of Mu, or at least some sunken land, right? There's a whole lot of sort of islands out there and they got, the old world stuff on them. And Easter Island just
Yeah,
has like roads that just go straight into the ocean and stuff.
yeah. I mean, there are like a lot of these theories, but I mean, yeah, they're all
Yeah.
kind of theories at this
They're
point.
exactly right. It's all a bit of an edge, it's not like we can prove it very easily.
But they are interestingly enough theories that a lot of people have, which is yeah. So Taiwan is usually seen on the old maps as this shaped. It was called Island Formosa. Now this is the Dutch
Okay.
who I actually believe are the Dutch Moors who also sound a lot like Deutsch, which is the original name for Germany or the German name for Germany.
Deutsch,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Deutsch and the Dutch pretty much sounds the same, just like Prussian and Russian. I think there's a connection, where you
Yeah,
have, where,
totally.
yeah, where you have these incredible star forts already being constructed in Taiwan. There's one here which is Tainan. Tainan's name used to be the capital, I think, the first capital, and then there's one here in Tainan which was called I think Tamu, and then Kaohsiung had this massive port, which was one of the top two ports in the world along the Silk Route, like the gateway into China, and that was called Zisoan, and under the Japanese it was called Hamasen. And then you have the spine of mountains. Can you see that? All these
Yeah,
mountains
yeah,
coming out,
yeah.
these giant trees that have been felled, and yeah, it's just, I mean, this is, I think this is man-made or giant-made. All of these protective peninsulas, they do not seem natural to me. I think they were built by giants or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, that looks like a harbor, that bit
Yes,
sort of
these are
coming
harbors.
out, doesn't it? Is that
Yeah.
man-made or is that a natural sort of barrier?
Well, they all have fortifications on top that the Japanese repurposed in World War II. There's an island there called Shijing that was repurposed, and it's got a massive fortification on top. It's pretty obviously man-made. I don't think you'd be that lucky to have all of it.
Yeah, just have it on its spot. Yeah. I mean, you see that everywhere, like the whole man-made sea
Yeah.
walls and sea infrastructure and
Yeah, yeah.
how did
So
they
so these are the maps before 1775, 1776, which is the reset. Then we had the vowel shift, the poles shift, everything they twisted upside down. So now the north on this map is actually the east.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah, the whole
And I
compass
and I think
switching
that was
around
just to
thing.
insult the Moors and remove their memory. That's my personal opinion.
So do you
Uh,
think the Moors originally came from Mu, like Moorish, Moorish?
Moorish, I honestly believe the Moors rule the whole world.
Yep.
It's because I have family in Germany who have the same remnants of Moorish knights, stories of this like legion, this Roman legion in Italy. Then you have the Moorheads in Italy too, the Sardinian flag, which has four Moorheads. It's the most fascinating topic there is, as far
Yeah,
as I can.
yeah. And then
It
the heads in the Toltec heads too, right, are Moorish in the
Yeah, the original
Americas.
Mecha heads. I mean, these are all obviously like the facial features are obviously, yeah,
So
sure.
do you think that Moors that were there white Moors as well? Like you mentioned the Dutch before, the Dutch Moors,
Yes.
like
Yeah, I
so
think the Dutch were Swabi. I think they were recorded as being Swabi. I think that's what made.
oh, so you think originally they were darker skinned?
I think they were. Yeah, I don't think there was any Caucasian or white people before the 1600s. I think that was a later evolution.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Are we the Cabbage Patch Kids? Are we the drones, the reset people?
I embrace every theory, and I know this is a mainstream theory for a lot of people now,
I've
but I
actually got my
really
shirt
think,
on.
yeah. Oh, love it! Look at that! Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. Where'd you get that? I want one of those.
I got that from tartariaaustralia.com.
TartariaAustralia.com. Yes, and you did a
Yeah.
newspaper. I saw that was cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to completely like like saturate every medium so that we can't be ignored, you know.
Exactly right.
And then maybe 2026 we will finally realize who the NPCs are and who are the controlled opposition.
Yes.
We have to
Yeah. What are you
cipher.
what are your thoughts on NPCs?
It's
Like
scary. I can pretty much tell who's who now. So I sometimes, I mean, I don't try to harass anyone, but I follow people, and I'm like, I can't believe this is actually something I never noticed before.
yeah.
That some people, that there's no internal dialogue. Obviously,
Well, that's a weird one, isn't it?
there's no motivation. It's just some kind of
It's
predestined path. And
yeah, and they really a lot of them are. They just sort of do these jobs where they seem to just do the same thing day in, day out, just literally like an NPC in a game, right? He just stands
right,
in a shop all day and does nothing or whatever.
yeah,
But do you
I
think
don't.
that they are like what, like why, why do you think they're different? Like, do you think it's that they're clones or that they don't have souls or like, because it's a weird one, right? Or are they holograms, just background people to fill up this empty world that we're in, or
Yes, yeah, I think they appear and disappear. I don't know who puts them there. We could be manifesting them ourselves in order to help, us with our downtime. I think a lot of the things I'm manifesting that are changing, I think we can affect thousands of people within our own like circumference with our energy. We can also communicate with energy. I feel people looking at me without even knowing they're there. I turn around and yeah. So I think there's beginning stages of that. I think you can develop that. I think you could work on that. I think looking at ancient buildings helps. Looking at any kind of geometrical structure helps. Any kind of light, uh, sound frequencies are probably the most powerful way
yeah.
to try to open up those chakras that have been dormant. I think for
Mm,
centuries, most people. I mean, we expect monks to be able to communicate with animals, levitate, have like abilities to manipulate auras, but actually we all have those tools. We all have, I mean, we have. If you have 5 fingers, you have a wand.
mm.
Nobody ever tries to manipulate cloud formations with their finger. So it's like it. It almost feels like, is it like, do you have to go out of the norms? I think the norms are the true madness of the world. Exploring your body and this billion-dollar apparatus that you've been gifted, the most powerful computer in the world is your brain. The most high frequency instrument is your skull. And if you combine those, maybe you should be singing in some kind of prayer tower, like all of those towers in Bologna, mosques or
Yeah,
like
the
Orthodox
minarets
churches.
and
Maybe we
stuff.
are supposed to do that. Maybe we're supposed to
Yeah.
take turns.
Well,
Why
choirs and
are some people
chanting.
training their voices and others are not?
Yeah.
We all have the same voice box. We all have the same geometry. We're all in God's image according to the Bible. So let's
Yeah.
try,
We're all
make
built
the
on the
most.
golden ratio too, right? So we've got that geometry in us as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Uh, and I think there's a definite awakening now with the age of Aquarius, because we
Yes,
are
I would
water
agree.
creatures. We are all birthed. We are all kind of part of that movement. And I think it's necessary because, every time you get like, the followers of Lucifer, and I believe there is evil in the world, and I believe that there are people who worship evil to get their own power from it. I think those are all shortcuts, though. Those are not long-term achievements because you always owe somebody for that.
Mm,
And I think everyone's waking up slowly, and you can't control everyone in the same way. You have to understand that in the end, truth is what the majority of people yearn for. And God is just more powerful. If God wasn't more powerful than Satan, then Satan would have put an end to all of this creation, and
Well, that's
it
one
would be
thing.
alive.
Yeah, and that's what kind of
It's a
why I think
trick.
that they haven't been in control for anywhere near as long as people think, right? Because they'd be so much further along in their agenda. But yeah, if God's, the creator spirit's omnipotent, that means he's in the devil as well.
Yes, yeah. Then obviously he is allowing that to
Mm,
exist. But yeah. So are we acting accordingly? Are we, because I think the lower frequency that you are, the more you're kind of scared into a certain path, as opposed to making a choice.
yeah.
And then there's no evolution. Then you become that NPC that's given up. That's just like everything's just calcified, and you have this like one-dimensional existence.
Mm,
And yeah, if you understand that the devil is there because he's allowed to exist, then maybe you're going to want to know as much about why that is, as you are going to want to know about your immediate everyday kind of, existence. So I think we should be educating ourselves on biblical scriptures, esoteric teachings. I think we should be very interested
mm,
in the emblems of the 1700s, the Lesser Keys of Solomon, how all these cities were built. And this is my new theory that I want to talk about with you.
yes,
This is
yes.
the first time I've discussed this with anyone.
Right, thank you.
That I believe that Solomon was able to harness demons, but also angels. And if in the ancient Aramaic or Arabic in the Hebrew he's calling them lesser keys, then that's just our English perverting the meaning. And throughout our chat, a lot of the things I've said are need to be seen in the opposite, in the almost
In
in the inverted.
inversion. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, inversion has nothing to do with changing what God gave you. There's nothing to do with that. That's a perversion of the term. Like a lot of the words are perverted in the media so that we don't know what their original meaning are. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the whole spelling, right? The spell casting, they've got us,
Yeah.
they
A
join
lot, a
words,
lot of
they
that.
separate them, and we don't know what we're talking about. Right? The whole
Yeah.
person, people thing. It's crazy.
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something yesterday or the day before, and he was talking about you, that now you means it means yourself plus others, and it used to be words starting with T meant yourself, like thy and thee. Thou
Yeah.
meant you, and
Thou
then
art. Yeah.
the Y ones meant someone else. But they took out the T
Yeah.
words, and so now when you're in court or in trouble, right, you're referring to like they've tricked you into saying it was me, basically, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So
That's a definite
it's a big,
byproduct. Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Mm.
Well,
It
I
was
mean, good.
called I think the name for it was the vowel shift, where
Yes.
the A E I O U became hey I O U something.
Yeah,
Uh,
IOU.
so
Yes.
they reorganized the phonics. They also added letters like you won't find the letter J anymore, and if you do see the letter J, you won't know what it means.
Like J was a H, wasn't it?
Well,
Is that right?
J used to be a a term for in the year of, and
Yeah,
then
like all the dates that we see.
which is German, which is
Yeah, with
Jahre.
the
Jahre
J's.
means year. So the German also had the S and the Z, which was combined to create a new sound. So I think German is closer to the original sort of Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew, not the new Hebrew. That is a complete joke. The new Hebrew is a bastardization of the real Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew that we've forgotten. And then
Because
Hebrew
current
Aramaic.
Hebrew is based off Phoenician, is that correct?
Um, uh, there's another language.
Canaanite?
Yes, maybe Canaanite. Also, there's another. I think Yiddish is closer to the
Oh,
original Hebrew.
okay, Yiddish. Yeah, that's an interesting.
Slavic
That's
languages.
almost like Latin Yiddish, isn't it? You kind of hear about it everywhere, but
Yes, yeah.
what is
I
it?
was Yeah, I was just looking into this because then comes the Germanic. Now, I think the Moors invented that language after they conquered Europe, after they conquered Spain, Portugal, most of France, and
Yeah.
then I think through some kind of negotiation they ended up in Germany, and that's where they created German. So if you can link German to the Aramaic or the Islamic religion, Arabic at the time, and the Hebrew, which is also a biblical language, then from German you then get English, the language that is called the Angles or the
Anglos, yeah.
angel language, right?
Ah,
Now,
angel, yes.
ish means people all the time. Every time you use ish, it's people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
people
yeah.
from the land, but
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
necessarily the original people.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
like Jewish, Moorish. So
Yeah, Moorish, yeah. Like
yeah,
Finnish, yeah, there's lots of them, right?
yeah, there's lots of
English,
that.
English. So you said Anglo and angel, so you like where do you think the white people came from, I guess is my question.
Okay, okay, great question. I think we came from Asia.
Okay.
I think Tartaria was the tar because tar is black. It's a black
Yeah, yeah,
invention,
black coat.
a
Yeah,
black
yeah.
substance. So tar was always used to tar and feather was a punishment for the Moor with his own.
Oh, that comes from Moorish, does it?
Everything comes from. I mean, almost everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Okay.
Morrison, Blackmore, Moorheads, Elephant and Castle was the rook. The rook was a Moorish weapon. The rook is also missing, by the way, from chess.
The
I
rook, it's now
realized,
the
yeah,
bishop, right?
yes, it was not a bishop. I mean, the castle um, was always there. The cavalry was actually one single piece with a crown on top, which was the piece that's missing from our chess today, because chess did not come from Russia or it came from Persia. Yeah, yeah. So the rook was actually a castle on top of an elephant. That was the big war machine.
Oh,
And you may remember those movies in the past where you have these like Hannibal's armies, crossing
yeah,
into
yeah,
it's
the war elephants and yeah,
the
all
war
that stuff.
elephants, right,
Yeah.
right. And the Moors had these, and so did the Tartarians.
Yeah,
So the
yes,
Tartarians
well,
must have been from that land, which had that kind of flora and fauna. Yeah.
I mean, because there's Asian elephants and African elephants, which is a weird thing in itself and sort of
Yes.
nothing
Yeah.
in
No, they both come.
between.
They both came from the same original species.
And they
But
just
yeah,
got split up and one got bigger and one got smaller. So,
yeah.
so are you
I
saying
think
that
they're a
you
little bit different.
like that the Moors are from Mu, it went under, they've
Yeah.
escaped and ended up in Europe and basically started taking over. Is that kind of
No. No. There is something else missing here, and that is the United States, because do
yeah,
you know?
well,
I'm sure you know Michelle Gibson.
yes.
Now,
Yeah.
she was able to ascertain that there were a large number of uh, Moorish palaces that were said that they were like a revival of that architecture,
Mm,
um, built on specific ley lines throughout the North American continent, um, and if you look into the world fairs, you will find this incredible fascination with Moorish elephants. And I found them all over the United States, especially in these world fairs and expositions of the late 19th century.
yeah.
And this is an example of one of those. This photo is I think this might be Coney Island. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that this does not look like some kind of ancient permanent structure. It could be maybe, I don't know, 50 years old, maybe 100. So this means that our timeline is so perverted Campbell. So completely wrong that the Moors were still here in the 1800s.
Okay. I mean,
It was still the Native Americans at that time,
yeah,
which is the
yeah,
most mind-blowing thing.
yeah. And just for
That's
anyone
happening.
who's wondering what's
So,
going on,
so
basically,
America was Tamari. There are 10 missing presidents from the first age of Tamari.
Tarmary, is that a name
Tamari.
of America, did you say?
Yeah, there is a Maryland, but Maryland also has some of the original cities. So all those
Tarmary. Ah, okay.
look into Maryland and some of the original cities there.
All right.
Hard to find. And the pyramids. I mean, it's basically Egypt, just much larger.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. The whole oh
I
shit,
mean,
the
even
Mississippi
Washington
River.
has had its own Rome, right? So, yes,
Mm. And they've
yeah,
got all these Egyptian towns, haven't they? They've got like
they
Memphis,
got all these Egyptian
Tennessee, right?
towns. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make sense that this is simply some kind of
Just accident, yeah.
a fashionable thing to call all your cities after
Well,
African.
it's a big thing, this renaming cities and double naming, like Australia, right? One of our states is New South Wales, right? Like South
Hmm.
Wales, and we've got
Yeah,
and there's a Perth in Florida, and there's Melbourne in Florida, or Perth, like there's all
yeah,
they just rename and rename, and there's all these New
yeah.
Zealand, right? And all these new this and new that. But
Yes, it's crazy. Yeah, yeah.
just to get
But
back
if
to
you
the
look at
Moors,
the yeah, if you look at that tent on top, that's actually
yes,
the placement of the original rook war sort of archery platform. So I mean, it's much more than, and this is
you're in the
not an
chess
Indian
piecing room, yeah,
elephant. It's the ears, the size of the hind quarters, all of that makes it African. Uh,
yeah.
I don't know how they would get that accurate. I mean, it's possible that they built it temporarily just as part of a fair, but
Well, I mean, zoos are
I don't believe that
interesting.
anymore. Yeah,
Like there's, the zoos were one of the first, they were one of the first buildings in all the things, and they most of the time they already had elephants and stuff in them, right? So it's like, well, were they already
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Because all we know is that, it's evolution, right? Oh, African elephants came from there, and this came from there.
Right, right.
But as far as America, so we were talking about the Moors. So basically, like the blacks of America are the natives. We've been told a complete inverted story, right? It-
You've been told, yes. I mean, Australia, I have found on maps in the 1500s. So Australia is also another ancient land.
yes.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've found some books, well, not me, Paula, who I do some talks with from the
yeah.
1500s. I think it was Spanish or something. They're basically talking about Australia, like people had come out here in ships. There's books from the early 1800s describing castles and palaces everywhere in
Oh, yeah,
Australia. So it's
yeah.
just all mixed up.
Yeah, I
And
mean, we're finding obviously a lot of these online people sharing these, but it shows that the whole world may have been the Moors. And one other image I wanted to show you that's actually gone has had a lot of viewership on social media is the fact that Japan has the identical palace that Germany has in Dresden called the Green Gewölbe and the Zwinger. It's like a large courtyard, and it has this sort of Renaissance. I mean, it's actually called, I think, Gothic
yeah, or
architecture.
Gothic revival, yeah, something, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
which are all
wow.
obviously the vowel shift names. The original name we don't know. This is, as far as I'm concerned, these are all electromagnetic harnessing stations using etheric energy
Yeah,
that we have had removed from
yeah,
our
I agree. And I
periodic
think
table.
that's why we get more than one, right? That they look the same because they've got the same function,
Yes.
right? They're essentially a machine of some kind.
Yes, I mean they have to stick to the geometry to get
Yeah,
the energy from that particular location. Every
totally.
I think every sort of energy center, which is what a city is, it's an electricity, yeah. So every city is doing that constantly.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, right. City, electricity,
yeah, yeah,
Electra. That's interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's also a deity. Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
most of these deities become like superheroes and things. So it's yeah, fascinating. So yeah, to go back
right,
to the
okay.
Moors. Yeah, I find the Moors to be a fascinating topic because it helps connect the whole realm. Um
Yeah. So,
and yeah.
no, sorry, you keep going. I'll ask questions later. Got too many
Yeah,
questions.
so we have the original queens and then we have the white
Yes, I was
version.
just actually having a bit of a look on mine. I've got a stack of those photos too. I did a video, oh
Yeah, I
God,
like
four
those.
years ago,
Uh-huh.
just showing all these different paintings, and you can get them, you can see them where they've been whitewashed, right? There's basically black Moors have
Yeah.
been painted into white people.
Yeah, so the Moorish architecture is this Fibonacci sequence. They like to use that in everything. It's the flow of energy. They also use that for ornamentals outside the building to control the water that comes off them to utilize the water. It's just a higher functioning sort of empire, really. They understood all of this. I mean, this all of the fabric was again to charge your body to heighten your frequency. So
Yeah,
you would see any of these synthetic yoga pants that we are not utilizing wearing, and
yeah. Thanks, DuPont.
yeah, yeah, and then everything had a purpose. This was not about beauty. The jewelry was about removing negative energy. It was about
Yeah.
heightening your own electromagnetic field. I did send you a few images that I found that kind of just that kind of show us that because we do have an electromagnetic field around our body, which is something that most people don't really know they have. And I think governments will start to take advantage of this when they begin to manipulate it. Because we don't know about it, there are no laws against people manipulating it. And I think that's what a lot of vaccines are about. A lot of things like metals that we have in our food. If you have a lot of metals in, like, especially processed food, then those metals start to collect in your body and they disrupt your field. So yeah, so like copper would enhance your field. That's
Yes.
why people used to wear gold
Put
because it
my copper
enhances your
on.
field. Yeah, there's actually more gold in the universe than there is wood. So why is gold so valuable? It's because it's something they don't want you to have, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Is
You
that why
become
they're
impregnable.
digging
You
it
never
out of the
get ill.
ground, right? They take it out of the ground and rivers, and that means it doesn't go into the soil, it doesn't go into the plants, so it doesn't go into us.
It doesn't come back to us. Yeah, yeah. It's not
Yeah,
enough food. It's been taken out, and that's it. That's the game. The game is noble royal families weakening the populace so that we continue to be the NPCs that they desire to get things done.
because
Yeah,
yeah,
because
easy to
yeah,
rule.
yeah. But I mean, even the royal family isn't what you think it is. Or what most people think it is. Yeah.
I
I
was
mean, what
sure. I mean, yeah, like
what
what?
was the War of Independence in America if all of the presidents are related to the royal family in Britain, you know.
Well, yeah, all wars are just to cause division and make money, right? Depopulate, like destroy stories.
So they all got together. I think all the European empires got together to remove the Moors from the Americas, which was their probably their last stronghold after the flood, the Great Deluge. Um, and I think that's partly because they were using us as slaves as well. So you have this inverted history.
Gosh, okay, that's a
We
good
believe black
version.
people were slaves who came over on ships,
Yeah,
but it's illogical because of the number, the sheer population,
yeah, yeah.
black
That it
Americans.
can't be done if you look at the numbers and the ships and how much they can
I
carry
mean,
and all
a
that.
population of black people in France, it doesn't make any sense. They were obviously already there. They're obviously the native French, which I don't think many people are going to agree with any of this. But
It, yeah, well, it's a
I,
big issue, isn't it, at the moment, this whole race thing, and it's weird because
yeah.
people, shout equality, but they really just want to say people of my color skin were clearly the rulers of the world. I mean, not that it's not much of a
Mm.
win, is it, when you look at the world?
No,
Uh,
I mean, yeah, unfortunately, yeah,
okay.
things are not uh not really going very well because we don't have truth,
We don't have truth. Yeah. Here's
and
some
truth is the
your
only way to unify. Yeah,
pictures. So this is black
yeah, this is
royalty. Ah,
incredible.
that's okay. So the black, I don't know, can we even say that? What do we call them? The small hats?
Um,
Are we allowed to mention
you can call
names of
her
people?
a noble Moorish princess, maybe.
Noble Moorish, there you go. But so there were black Hebrews, can we say that? Israelites.
Yeah, the original is Israelites. Yeah. Uh, so the fascinating thing about this image is that it's actually a just a small piece. I think this is maybe half of the original. The original has a Caucasian woman, which is the other side of the picture. Yeah,
With a
and I
white
think they were
lady.
given dragons at birth, and the dragons would grow up with them as a type of protector. Yeah,
Ah, okay, like the daemons from Golden Compass, is it?
yeah, and
He's
the Ainu people in Japan, they also picked
the Ainu, yeah.
the
Well,
strongest animal. Yeah.
that's interesting because they're not actually Japanese, are they? But
They are
it's
Moors, 100%. They are not Japanese. They
mm,
are the original people. Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I think it's a bear that they grew up with called an Ursa, which because Japan is underneath the star sign of the Ursa, you get the manifested bear, which is the constellation of Ursa.
Okay.
So the dragon is the constellation of dragons. So this would be a European princess. Yeah.
You're right.
And she has
Interesting.
a white princess next to her, but I'm not sure if I have the original painting.
Oh, because it goes sideways more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see
Um,
behind them is their great power. Yeah,
all right. So
their navy. Yeah, the navy they had.
the
Yes, these are all African shields. We call them Roman because we don't know that the name is inverted. It's not Roma, it's Morar. So the Moor is the worshipper of the lightning, the wings,
more. Yeah, right.
which actually wasn't lightning initially. It was a Minoan bull. Uh,
Oh,
and the Yamasee Indians have the exact same shield carved out of wood with the wings, everything. It's called a scutum in Italy. The
okay.
Yamasee Indians used the exact same shields when they were fighting the British, and they won. They killed 1,500 of them, yeah, in the Yamasee War against the British. When the Dutch were there, they were documenting everything. That's the only way we know that the original Romans came from the United States.
Wow, okay. I remember doing a show, gosh, a couple of years ago. I can't remember, but it was a building in South America, I think. And it was supposed to be dated old, but it had like some Roman bricks we
Yeah,
used to build, and they were like, how the hell did these get here? So
I know.
okay. I
It's
mean, because this
insane.
is Roman, right? I always say,
These are Roman.
they
This is
were
a Roman scutum shield. It's been used
the
for, I think, during the age of Emperor Augustus. It was used for like at least 2 centuries after that. Yeah, they had all kinds of formations like the testudo,
yeah, and the phalanx and all that kind of
the
yeah.
phalanx line. Yeah, they would cover themselves so they could get up to get the battering ram up to the
Up
entrance
to the gate, yes.
of the Germanic tribes. Yes, so this is very obviously known as a Roman shield, but it is not Roman. It is Native American, and the original Rome was in the United States,
And it
um,
was more
and they
it's
were Moors.
inverted. And
They were
that's
all.
why they say the Romans were everywhere.
It's not just the shield; it's the entire armor that they had. The cuirass, everything has Moorish symbolism. It's all.
With the fluffy mohawk thing. What's that called? Like the
Yeah.
Spartan type helmet, is
Yeah.
that,
Well,
yeah?
it's called a plume.
A
It's a red
plume?
plume that they put on their helmets, on their heads. Is this me? Okay, yeah.
That's it's half
So this
you.
is the Yamasee Indian carved out of wood.
Oh, okay. So we got this on one side,
Yeah.
and then this, which is clearly almost the same, right?
It's almost identical. The
Yeah.
symbolism. There's no way that's a different empire. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, and that's what we kind of see in
There
a
is
lot
a
of the building
painting by the
plans.
Dutch where they're actually fighting against the British, and they have the same shield. Yeah.
The
And
Dutch are
and this
fighting the
shield is
English.
also the origin of one of the British, sorry, one of the American flags as well that they ended up using.
Like one of the state flags, or
Yeah, no, it's a very, yeah, I can show you a picture, but I mean, that is also the origin of one of the Native American tribes' flags that was
oh,
repurposed for the Civil War. It was repurposed and taken from the native Indians.
like the what's it called? Like the Southern flag,
Southern Cross, maybe, yeah.
the
Uh,
jet. What's it called? Like, yeah, the cross with the stars, like the rebel flag. It's got a name, but I can't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
it.
That was taken from the Native Americans, the
Yeah,
original.
right. Because that's the cross, right, which you can kind of see here. Jet,
That is
Jubilee
insane.
was the car,
It's
wasn't it?
absolutely insane when you find out.
Queen Makeda Elizabeth, Queen of Queen of Sheba.
Queen of Sheba,
Interesting.
yeah.
And so
Well,
she's obviously
yeah.
tied to Solomon.
Sorry, I think it's the Confederate flag. Is that right?
Yes, that's what it, yeah, yeah. Well, the Confederates were the Southerners, the rebels,
That was taken
yeah.
from the Native Americans.
Yeah, right. Interesting. I mean,
Hmm.
I've often thought, what was the Civil War like? Was it the invaders against? Because it looks like the southern states of America were more intact, inhabited by the Moorish population. Do you reckon
Yeah.
that war was actually
I think it
against
was
the
black against
Moors?
white.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think all these wars are always black against white.
yeah.
I think Julius Caesar invading Rome was a black Julius Caesar against a white Senate.
Yeah, right.
I think everything was black against white. I think that when you look at Columbus, being able to just walk into the Americas was because he was black too. All the Spanish were black.
Well, he was Spanish. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, all of them were Moors. That's where the Moors set up their big first university, Al-Andalus, Alhambra Palace. Everything was Al something.
So are
Yeah.
the Moors what we're told of the Phoenicians?
Um, I
Because I
think the
mean,
Phoenicians were the Moors. I think
yeah,
they
yeah,
were
because
emulating their art, their architecture, their music, everything. They were taking their food, like the Tangier that they use in Spain to do all of
yeah,
these
yeah,
cooking.
yeah.
That's a city in Morocco. Everything came
Tangent,
from.
yes, 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 it is.
So every time I look into something, like I was looking into Beethoven, I was looking into Mozart, and then I separated his name into the Tsar, which in German means gentle, and Moor. It's not his name, it's just a description of what he did. He was a gentle Moor who could do these amazing concertos and
Yeah,
symphonies.
yeah,
And we've whitewashed all of it, and that's disconnected us from the truth, and so we don't have respect for the people that have given us all of this, that have, invented all of this stuff. The first university was Moorish. It was in Spain.
yes, I did know that. Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, and they don't teach us about Moors, really, do they? I mean, not many
Yeah.
people
I mean, look at every
still
sport. Look
know
at
about them.
basketball, cricket. Cricket is literally a red emerald weapon. It's a Tlaxcalan Aztec baton that was used in war. It's
Yeah,
been repurposed by the British, and now you have cricket. Now you play cricket in South Africa, and you think it's some kind of British sport, you know. But even the word Britain is 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 from the United States because
Brit
because
Britain.
New York and Old York are opposite. So you have York is actually Troy spelled backwards. So it's hidden there. All the breadcrumbs are waiting for us. It's just New York is
Detroit.
is Old Troy and Old York, the original York, which used to be the name for a part of London,
Yeah,
actually the New Troy. So a Trojan king set that up, and his name was Brutus. Brutus, yeah. So
Oh, okay. British, so it
Mm.
became Britain, the British Isles. Okay, interesting.
Right, but there's also a theory that Britain is Hebrew for money lending. So yeah,
Okay.
so there's some interesting connections there.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, here's King David, David of Jerusalem. Well,
yeah.
and what's Peru saying here? Does that mean he was in Peru, South America, or
Oh,
Jerusalem?
this is a mural in a church in Peru.
Oh, this is in Peru.
Yeah, the only reason it hasn't been whitewashed is because it's in Peru and no one knew it was there at the time. Yeah.
What? That's in Peru. I thought that's interesting.
Have you seen the Orthodox churches in Russia? All of their murals of Jesus and Mary, and
I've seen some of them.
that will blow your mind because that's a completely different. Um, there's a completely different murals.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the one. So
right.
here you see the Yamasee Indian is holding a Scutum Roman shield with the markings on, I think, as well. So
And when we say Indians, we mean like the subcontinent India, not America, which is probably another inversion or spell, right? Calling the Native Americans Indians. Hmm.
right. I mean, the narrative is that Columbus thought he was in India, so he
Yeah,
called it.
yeah, yeah.
But obviously that's not true.
No.
That's not true at all. The truth is that they're the same people. The Indians and the Native American Moors are the same people, and these continents are connected. It's just that we are given false maps today. Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
you could walk from the Grand Canyon
that's
to
that.
Africa if you wanted to. Yeah.
Well, that video came out of those people who said that they'd walked from
Yeah.
Pakistan to.
Well, they were illegal immigrants who said they did it. So, what's their motivation to prove some theory? I don't think so. I think they did.
So, okay. Well, so,
It's
okay.
mental, isn't it? Isn't that
Yeah.
mental?
Well, we've
That
been
that
sort
that the
of.
Grand Canyon was just seven golden cities that were ransacked and destroyed, and we can't go there anymore?
Mm,
Who do they think we are? Like idiots? We can't work this out? Like these were seven golden cities in the Bible that were on the Grand Canyon. I can show you the path. There's
it's in the
a
Bible.
someone did a map.
Is that
Yeah.
like the seven hills as well? The seven.
The seven cities of gold. It's in the Bible. The seven sisters. That's where it originates. It's the Grand Canyon. Those are all melted cities. And if you go
Yeah.
in, there are tunnels with pharaohs, hieroglyphs on the walls. I
Yeah.
found
Yeah.
an egg, a photo of an egg that was found there, which I would like to show you. The egg has hieroglyphs on it,
Ah,
Egyptian hieroglyphs. So someone was
interesting.
just carrying a lucky charm through the Grand Canyon and lost it on the way,
Yeah. Right.
thousands of years
So,
ago.
and what do you think that, like, how is that connected to Africa? Like, what are we talking, tunnels or?
I think we could be talking tunnels. I mean, okay, let's say there was this large deluge, and it wasn't thousands of years ago. It was maybe only 1,000 years ago, and all of this mud came up and covered the cities. And then, if you were to tunnel underneath, then all of those courtyards and palaces and all of those roads and streets and bridges end up supporting mud to the point where people have gone down there hundreds of years ago, maybe, and started to build supporting pillars so that they could go further down and explore these cities that probably have great treasures in them. So yeah, that theory makes sense. And then there's the theory of just being able to literally walk there if the tide is right, you know?
So how do you think they
That our
hide?
maps are wrong. Like
Oh,
we are
I totally
brainwashed
agree
into
there.
thinking that the map is right, but our maps are so different. If you go back 500 years, the maps are completely different realm, you know?
Mm, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah, I've sort of looked into that a bit because every country has these tracts of lands that you can't go, right? They're off
Yes, yeah.
down. Like, so
I
do you
mean,
think that's how they're hiding, the connections to other lands?
well, I think they want to hide certain lands, but then fishermen find them and put them on social media, and then they have to admit to them, which, by the way, happens all the time. I think maybe a couple of years ago in Japan,
Yeah,
they
yeah, 7,000 islands, right?
Well, those that number's changed to 14,000. It's almost doubled.
Doubled.
So
Oh,
that's simply because fishermen suddenly thought, oh, that's a good place to fish because now we found our islands there, and hopefully no one's been there before. Then you get fishermen getting shot by some navy that nobody knows what navy, and this happened to Taiwanese fishermen. This has happened to Filipino fishermen, who seem to go further than anyone else. Um, and once they do that, once they go further, they end up discovering things, and then the governments have to, you know, own up to it. Yeah.
okay. So it's almost like there's a another civilization here. You're saying like a background that we don't know about that are
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think
on
there's
other lands.
all kinds of places. Yeah, probably cities, unexplored areas. I think we're still discovering this realm after the Great Reset of the 1700s. I think we're still, rediscovering things.
Mm.
Because how are we working out all of these things about history, like lost civilizations? I mean, lost entire civilizations. How are we doing that? We're doing that not because someone came and erased it, but because nobody has ever looked into it yet.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a lot closer than what we've been
Yeah.
told, right? We're still in the
I mean, some people are only
exploration.
just discovering homeopathy and the memory of water. People are starting to realize that we have invisible body parts we can't see that are outside of the ultraviolet infrared light spectrum that we have. So,
Okay.
some people are realizing that dolphins will help a woman give birth
Give birth.
and remove the pain from her
Mm.
using sonar, using their own brain. They will
Yes.
remove all the pain receptors while she's giving birth.
Yeah, did you know that it's illegal?
Connection between dolphins and pregnant women is insane.
It is, and it's
It's
illegal to talk to dolphins.
it's
Uh,
illegal to talk to dolphins because they actually have something to say. That's
Because they
why.
can talk back, right? I know,
Yeah.
right? What a crazy
Like,
law, but
yeah, I mean, what will a narwhal say about its great ancestor, the unicorn? That kind of thing. It's like someone's worried about that.
yeah, yeah. And what will they say about other lands, right? They kind of get to swim around a lot, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen that movie Avatar where they're hunting whales and the whales have this connection with the people?
Yeah, yeah, that's the
I think it's
second
something
one,
like
isn't
that.
it? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean that they're hunting whales. They've always hunted them, and now the navies just have big sonars on these ships, and they just go around. Basically, all they do is try and disrupt the navigation systems of dolphins and whales.
Yeah, yeah,
They just
because they are incredibly powerful. They
mm,
are basically mammals that we are told have, evolved.
evolved.
Yeah,
Yes,
and they still have to breathe oxygen. I mean, that's just, yeah, it's
that's
quite incredible
crazy.
when you think about it. Yeah.
Mm. All right, so what's this? This is Heidi Klum, isn't it?
Yeah, Heidi Klum is showing us yeah, who I guess who she is. Yeah.
Who she is, you think?
Because this is going to happen now. Christmas is going to be removed from our timeline, and we're going to all be celebrating death and Halloween. So Halloween, yeah, she's. I mean, what is this? This is some kind of
It's
religious thing. I mean, I
look
thought
at
she
the
was a
tongue.
model. She was some kind of superficial model, I thought.
Yeah,
But now,
she was yeah a model. Yeah.
so now they are worshiping these demonic entities. She was actually the story of Medusa is that she was actually very beautiful, and she was hurt or violated by Zeus or something, and then so yeah, a lot of people have the theory that Hail Zeus is Jesus, and some people have the theory that Zeus was the devil, which I don't agree with, but yeah, she is doing this in the year of the snake intentionally because that's
Oh,
the
yeah, with the
Tartarian
snake.
calendar. Yeah, and this is Luciferian worship. I don't care that her name is there and it says Halloween because Halloween is actually All Saints' Day. It's got nothing to do with demonic entities and
Yeah, it's All Saints Day, and then they just started. Well, is I think All Saints Day is the day after, and they started calling the day before All Hallows Eve for some,
yeah, yeah.
and they
This
sort
is
of
this
claim it
is
went
yeah.
back to
It's
paganism and all this kind of weirdness.
Yeah, it's this direct attack on God, on Christian worship, and I don't know why you would even do that. Why you would go that try to get
So,
that kind of realistic with it. Yeah.
so
So
you
so
believe
so there's a
that
message, I think. Yeah.
you think that they're reptilians?
Well, yeah, I started to think that maybe this is she is a man and they've gender swapped, and because the Gorgons do that, and I think that the calcification or the turning someone to stone is ancient esoteric knowledge. So pornography, calcification, masturbation, all of these things are connected. But yes, this is I think this is definitely not something that I've seen before, where celebrities become very demonic, and then that
Mm.
becomes almost like their claim to fame because I don't think she's that famous anymore.
No, no, she was like one of the
Yeah,
supermodels in the
she was a
early
supermodel.
early 90s or something. Yeah.
But the level of detail, this is like movie level. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
maybe like
isn't
an
it?
80s movie level.
Like,
Yeah.
look at the face and look at this tongue and the
Yeah, this is
teeth. Look at that.
yeah.
It's crazy.
We have to find out what this means because I think there's some numerology involved here and there's some very specific symbolism. This is very demonic. I mean, this is yeah.
It's very demonic, yeah. And the turn to stone, that's, we
I thought it
hear
was
about that
interesting
over
though.
and over in stories and turn to salt and all this kind of stuff.
Mm.
Assaulted.
Yeah, so my theory is that the calcification of your pineal gland is a metaphor for turning to stone with the stare of this woman, this witch. Yeah,
Yes, okay.
yeah,
Oh, Griffin?
yeah. So I'm fascinated by griffins. I think they still exist. I don't think they're extinct yet. I think they do still exist. But what's fascinating about this griffin is that I've been studying it for quite a while. I don't think it is a Western griffin. It looks more like the Chinese griffin, and I thought that
The,
many years ago.
the face, it definitely looks
Yeah.
like those Chinese dog
Those are
sort of,
Chinese guardians. Yes, yes.
yeah, the
And
guardian dogs.
and a year ago, they decided to be honest about the origin of the materials there. So
Oh,
this is the Griffin. I think this is in Venice, and they
yep.
said it originates in China. Now, to say that this was a guardian outside a Chinese tomb and it was taken to Venice for some reason doesn't make sense. But if Tartaria was a one world empire, and it did, in fact, also build our European cities, then it wouldn't be a surprise if a bronze, copper, uh, guardian, a griffin there in Lyon. Is it no? I think it's Venice. In
Venice.
Venice, originated in China in the 13th century, and it was originally next to another one, an identical one on the Yangtze River basin, which before China invaded Tartaria was Tartary city. Yeah. So this is a great connection to the I mean from the 7th all the way to the 10th century that was the Tartarian griffin. That's what it actually looked like. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But that is mainstream now.
I mean, and
They have
you see that face in a
admitted
lot of paintings too, that don't you? The
yeah.
weird sort of
It's
lion
almost human.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's weird. Yeah, right. And
So
this, I
they've
can't remember
admitted that the Venetian griffin is originates in China.
in China. And
And it's the
underneath
Tang
we've got
dynasty. Yeah. And it's got the cross, yeah.
the Maltese cross,
Which is a Moorish cross, yeah,
which
I,
is
I, I believe.
a Moorish
I
cross.
think that was given to the Templars by the King of Jerusalem. I think that's the story.
Okay.
Yeah. So the
It's,
beheading and then
it's
yeah
juicy.
the killing of the this is actually really gruesome, but
Yeah, it's a
but
bit of a gruesome picture there, but
yeah, but the snakes are very important because I don't know if you know in the Bible Aaron's staff also had a snake. So the snake is not a negative thing, but some of these snakes are in the letter S intentionally because that is the human energy. That's the symbol of kind of Satan. So the snake on the tree would be the story of Adam and Eve. That's where we get the dollar sign from, the snake on the tree.
yep, yep.
And we also get there's one tree. Sorry, there's one like esoteric one that we have a Fibonacci sequence one. We have a water like a, sh a shrouding water a geometry, and like some lizards for some reason too. So
Yeah, I don't know what is
so
it.
I believe this woman was blessed in a lot of ways. I don't think she was evil. I think she was good. I think we have to look at it as a as being like fearful of her power because her connection to nature was her gift.
Yeah.
So these were not part of her
Yeah,
anatomy.
yeah, yeah. We don't think there were snakes growing out of her
And that's
head.
crucial because
Yeah.
we've always been told, even in ancient Greek sculptures, Roman sculptures, that these snakes were coming out of her head. They weren't. They were friend. They were part of her kind of entourage, if you like, you know. So so yeah,
Interesting.
was Medusa actually Matsu, like a Tartarian Chinese god of the ocean that protected sailors? So I think she was connected to nature, and that's God's ultimate blessing to give us a connection with the animal kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the female energy that's kind of scary the way she's staring and everything. And
I know it's a bit of a
yeah,
gruesome
it's really
situation.
gruesome. But I mean, whoever painted this was knew the truth. Whoever painted this knew the truth that she was actually I mean, did she become a snake? Is she all snakes? Is female energy snake energy? Is that nature? I just love it. I don't know.
Okay, here we've got another shot of that griffin with the
Yeah.
face. Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
so.
this is almost human, like a guardian of the temple. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
and the temple
because there are stories of
guardians.
people turning into animals. So yeah.
Yes, yes, and then the temple dogs at the Forbidden City, they've got their paw on a three-dimensional flower of life, haven't they? Like it's a
Yes, they have the
ball.
bull. The
Yeah,
bull
so
represents the human cell. Yeah, yeah.
mm, which is
That is
interesting. So
that
what
is
are they really
incredible.
guarding, right?
Yeah, I mean, some people call them dogs, like the food dog, the guardian lion. Yeah, they have a lot of
Oh,
different.
hang on. That's wrong. Oh, I think I've gone through your photos. I'll stop.
You got into the previous episode you did. Yeah, that was good as India. India's fascinating. Yeah.
Was that all the photos? I think I got them all. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I might have sent you some more. I'm not sure. There was
Mhm.
some with dates on and names, but I can show them if we need to carry on with those.
Yeah, I thought the cymatic. Well, oh yeah, no, they've come. Okay, they're down there. Hang on, there is a couple more. If I go to here. Okay.
Yeah, the cymatic patterns are pretty exciting. Yeah,
All
because I
right.
think all of the architecture was using cymatic patterns.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's yeah, definitely a big part of it. It's frequency, right? As we know, it's all based around frequency.
Yeah, yeah. So my theory was, yeah, with that every church, every rose window was a specific frequency. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that reflected the frequency of the cathedral, right? There's a
Yeah.
lady who actually goes into cathedrals and records. She records the silence,
Oh,
and then she plays the silence back and records again. And she does that 7 times, and she ends up with a frequency, picking up a frequency.
wow.
So basically every cathedral has got its own frequency, and but that would be why all the rose windows and things, cymatic windows are different in them.
Mm.
Um, oh gosh, it's gone. Why are we going this way? Come on, pictures.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
here we
that's
go. Okay, so this is
right.
just
Yeah.
some more Moorish brooches.
Yes. So 1500s
1500s. Wow.
was near the end of the Moorish Empire in Europe. Or some would say that that's when the Moorish royalty were beginning to hide themselves. Um, Especially, I think, if they would have known that later on you had these revolutions in France, um, they probably would have hidden themselves much sooner. But the revolution in France was around the late 1700s,
Yeah, Napoleon
1780,
time. Yeah.
1790. Yeah. So these were actually not just one revolution. All the Moorish families were being beheaded. Now, our history is the opposite of the truth. So we are not going to get any paintings of Black Moorish princesses. Like Mary Antoinette was swarthy, which means she had black skin.
Yeah.
She was not this blonde-haired, blue-eyed lady that we see portrayed by famous actresses in Hollywood. Um, Yeah. So these revolutions were motivated by the majority of the Slavic population turning against their masters. This is the true history of Europe. And
Okay, and of course the Slavics is where we get the word slave from.
slave, yeah. The slaves were not the black people. The slaves, I mean, there were obviously black slaves. There were all kinds of slaves. In fact, most people were slaves
Yeah, every
back,
yeah.
back then. But not until like the 1800s did you get this equality. So the end of the black monarchy it just meant the black monarchy went underground. Now in Germany, it was much more kind of civil, I think, because people weren't getting beheaded and hunted down. That's something that only really happened in France, I think, Belgium, maybe Russia. So here are the brooches. Now we see these brooches today, but they are not black. They are white
Yeah,
people.
yeah, the classic brooch is a white person, a white woman, yeah, for
Exactly. And
sure.
they are made from like pearl or something or
Yeah.
resin probably. But but the original ones were white on black and sorry, black on white. And this is where they originated from. These are the oldest ones. These are the 16th century ones, I think.
Yeah,
So,
it was yeah, 1500s, yeah, yeah.
and ha who's seen these? Who's
Mm.
seen black people as rulers? Nobody has. It's been hidden so well.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely been hidden. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can find. I had a stack of pictures, but I've got a bad feeling that they might have been on my computer that died. But
Oh no.
I had like the artwork, and it you could see like they had the black one and then the white one that they made a copy of. Same
It
person. They
was
just
just that we were emulating the Moors in everything. In the dresses we wore, we were trying to give ourselves larger behinds with our dresses for an entire
oh yeah,
movement.
right. Okay,
The
is that
whole
what that was
Renaissance
about?
Victorian era, every woman wanted to have a
It's
large,
just
you
the
know,
Brazilian butt lift for
derriere.
the Victorian era, right?
They were building cages inside the dresses to give themselves this voluptuous figure.
Yeah, yeah, right.
It was insane. It
That's
was a whole movement. They wanted to look like that. Men were wearing wigs so they could have curly African hair. It was absolutely
curly hair.
crazy.
Interesting. Yeah,
And
right.
they
That is.
still in the United Kingdom, they still wear those today, the judges. They wear the
Yeah.
wig, which
The,
in German has still a reference to the rook, the elephant, the African elephant. Peruk. It's called a peruk in German.
a
It's
peruke. Okay.
Yeah, it does help if you can speak like German. I think speaking
Is
French would really help too.
has this guy got half a beard? Is that like?
Yes, yes. So they had this belief that there were two halves to your brain, so they wanted the inner child to exist to keep them young. So you'll be half brain.
So that's
Sometimes
his
they even paint their faces
right
white.
side.
Yeah. Half their face would be white. Yeah. That's what the
Mm.
gods did too. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
If you want to understand European history, you have to understand the Moorish first. Yeah. So, by the way, all of those kings were shipped off to Haiti and Senegambia and places like this.
Oh, okay. And that's why they have
They were
more
shipped off.
populations. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they were not all executed like in France. Yeah. I
Okay,
mean, the
so
Bolsheviks
basically,
actually did execute some of the royals. Yeah.
and so they came up, ended up ruling Europe and enslaving a lot of white people, and then the white people rose up and dethroned them, basically.
Yes, I mean it's like Spartacus. Yeah, we took over. I mean, there are lots of these revolutions. Like it's basically documented in old German impressionist movies too. Like Metropolis shows you the people rising up against this,
Yeah.
the occupier, which happens to look a lot like a pharaoh, which is a reference to Egypt, to Africa.
Okay,
Yeah.
so were the pharaohs Moors, in your opinion? Because we're
Okay.
told they're dark skinned, but then we have this other
Mm,
story, like because it used to be Barbaria, which is
mm.
weird again, right? Because they tell us the barbarians came from Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
But what are they called? The white population, I've lost the word. Basically, the people who turn into the gypsies that they say used to inhabit
Or Aryan.
Egypt, that they were white people, right? But it looks like a lot of the pharaohs were black. So is that the same kind of setup, do you think, that the Moors were
I think there was
ruling?
a dynasty right at the end that was, the era of the Roman Empire. But 99%, I mean, all the dynasties before that, that lasted for hundreds of years, not just a few decades, all of those were 100% black, like a Kemet,
Yeah.
uh, and Moors too. The Moors is also North Africa. It's just the other side of Africa.
Yeah,
But
like Morocco and those kind of places.
but it is quite a modern concept, this connection
And
between
what's the other
Kemet
one?
and Moors.
Well, a big country, it's not so big now, is Mauritania, right?
It's another country, yeah. Al-Andalus
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah. But we're not talking about Morocco. We're talking about the Moors as a people who rule the world. Um,
Yes. So
so
they
there's
were
a
basically a
differentiation.
culture
Yeah. There was
of,
also a Morocco in America.
yeah, right, Morocco,
Yeah. A
Mauritania,
Morocco, yeah.
Mauritius.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there were
right.
also I think 10 or 11 possibly Moorish presidents
Yes,
before.
yeah, yeah, before, yeah, yeah. George Washington, yeah.
Yeah, someone
Uh,
did a video on that. And I've got their names somewhere too if you're
yeah,
interested in that.
yeah, I've seen that. And what's his
But
name?
even the Berbers were black too. So when you say Berber, that comes from
Berber,
Berber.
that was the word I was looking for before,
Yeah.
Berbers.
The
Okay.
Berbers actually wore these massive hats, I used to think. And then I realized that was their hair.
Oh,
These really big, tall hairstyles,
yeah,
which have
right.
been basically taken by the palace guard
Oh,
at
yeah,
Buckingham
right. The
Palace.
beef eaters.
Not the beef eaters. Those are different.
Okay.
They don't have the hats. Yeah.
The big, tall, black.
I think they're called the Queen's Guard. I'll check. Yeah,
And,
so the ones with the big hats are the Queen's Guard, not the beef eaters.
oh, okay. I thought they were beef
Yeah. I
eaters.
think the beef eaters are just they just have normal armor. They're just very large men, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Because
think they're
they
called
eat their
beef eaters
beef.
because they were given beef.
Yeah, they eat their beef and get big, right? So do you think Abraham Lincoln was a Moor? There's a lot of talk about him being a black person, not a white
Oh yeah,
person.
yeah, 100%. I've got his original portrait before they colored it and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think Washington too. He was a Moor. I think other famous people. I think Karl Marx was a Moor. I think Adolf Hitler was a Moor without a shadow of a doubt. He was a Moorish black African man. Yeah.
Hitler was black.
Adolf Hitler was black. I've got photos of him too, if you're interested. In fact, all of his fraternity were black. Even the people that wrote his autobiography were black. There's photos of all of these people online.
Okay, so that would be a massive inversion because the whole story is he's, a white supreme pizza, like is we allowed to say
Yeah, but
that.
that's not true. That is
It'd be
misinformation.
the exact opposite, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can also look into his reaction to Jesse Owens winning in the Olympics
Yeah,
and the reaction of the president of the United States. Two
yeah,
very
yeah,
different
yeah.
reactions.
Jesse, yeah, they say, well, Jesse himself says he was treated like a king and a star
Yeah,
in Germany
that's
and
true.
then
Yeah.
like treated like crap in America, basically.
This whole Supreme Aryan thing is a complete hogwash. Literally, it's just not correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, where's this? Is it Laos, Cambodia, somewhere around there, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks. Is this? This could be Indonesia, maybe Angkor Wat,
Indonesia.
I think,
Oh,
or
that is
maybe
part of Angkor.
Cambodia. Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere in that region. And this is uh Hindu, is
Yeah.
it?
So
Indian?
so that is a map from like a bird's eye view of the three different inner sanctums. Now,
Yeah.
the reason why I gave you that, or why I wanted to talk about this, is because I don't think many people realize that humans didn't build these temples. In fact,
Okay.
we have no right to even go in there because it's nothing to do with us as such. These are demonic entities that built these that were captured within sigils or lesser keys.
Okay,
Uh,
so back to the King Solomon.
yes, we're going to go full circle with this Solomon thing because that is the only explanation that I have for this being constructed. I think this was constructed. It was It was probably a very powerful entity. I've looked at some of the sigils. There are some that are almost identical to this. So if you build this, you can trap a demon inside. The a demon can be trapped because inside is actually a cymatic device. If you zoom into the center of the temple, it's not a temple, but I'll just call it that. It's
Yeah,
actually a
like in
key.
the square.
And and if you have the sound, the demon is paralyzed, cannot move. And yeah, that's it. Sound waves are the cure all for demonic possession. They have been used as tinctures for I mean, sound could be captured in water as well. So this is to harness the demonic entity and then to use its power in different ways. You will see. I mean, if you see a dragon in a temple, it's not because they're worshiping the dragon. It's because the dragon has been captured and turned to stone, kind of thing.
You're
Yeah,
right.
it becomes symbolism, but that's a bell in the center. That's where the invention of the bell comes from. It comes from
Yeah,
these
this,
civilizations. Yeah. That is the perfect geometrical device for our very low frequency, three-dimensional realm. And then outside are more bells. It doesn't end there. There's more bells. So you ring one bell, the others ring, and then they go back to each other. We can't hear what they are doing and we can't see what they're doing. We are very low frequency creatures, unfortunately. So we are going to look at this and think, oh, it's a temple. Whoa, where's the toilet? Oh, that
yeah,
kind of,
yeah, yeah. Where's the
because
bloody?
we don't really know what we're looking at. But yeah,
Okay, so
this is a cymatic pattern too from the bird's eye view. It's very
yeah,
obviously a cymatic pattern that
clearly,
is
yeah.
created with water if you use sound as well. You create it with water. Yeah.
Yeah, so all right. So are you saying that basically King Solomon loosed devils to build the temple, got them to build other stuff, enslaved them by using sigils, and then what they
Yeah, I
ran
think
amok, and so they had to lock them all away.
yeah, this is Borobudur, I think was the sigil.
Borobudur,
So
yeah.
uh this is Indonesia. There's a lot of these places. And I don't know if that's the seal to the top of it, because when I say King Solomon, I mean it's probably not a single king. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, we're talking here about a very large, nation of Moorish kings. So anyone who thinks that Solomon was a Caucasian again is tripping themselves up. Like these are giants. These are not normal sized humans like you and me. We are ants compared to these creatures. This is the seal. If you lift this up,
Seal
I
of Solomon.
I I know nobody can do that because I did say seal earlier, right? Or did I say key? So if you lift that up,
Okay, yeah.
you will get a all kinds of network of tunnels under there. Yeah, and it may still be in there, and it may have survived the
Okay.
flood, which is the I think that's the point. One day
Yeah.
someone is going to look underneath this. Probably not in our lifetime, but yeah, we should. I mean, if we can get um, the tourist bureau to agree, I would like to dig in there, but I don't think they will. But
So what do you think the demon's still in there?
I think a demonic entity could still be in there. These things don't die, and they can't die until Armageddon. So nobody's in the Bible.
So
It says these creatures aren't going to be destroyed. They're just being thrown down here or thrown up here. Technically, it could be like an access to something else.
okay, so like it's Sa very Satan's little, what is it? The millennial reign of Christ, Satan's little season.
I think this was built during the millennial reign. It's certainly not built in our time. I mean, yeah, yeah. So I
And
mean,
then
they're saying ninth century. I think. Yeah.
so do you think, because I mean, well, who do you think's running the show at the moment? Because I would say that they're quite demonic.
No, it's all illusion today. Nobody can actually do anything anymore. I mean, all of the demon's power has been taken away. Yeah, this is one of the seals.
This is a sigil, or, yeah, or seal,
This
yeah,
is the most famous
Solomon.
one. Yeah. So this is also the emojis that children use on it
Emojis, I was going to say, yeah.
because they're trying
Nice.
to
And then
trap
with the
them as
sad
well.
face, right?
But you can't hurt the human because we have been given a chance to ascend back to heaven because we have 144,000 places left, I think. So,
Oh, really? What? So some people miss out. That's not very nice.
I mean, that's just what the Bible says,
Yeah.
which I think we should definitely listen to and consider.
So
But
what
yeah,
do you like? How real do you think the Bible? Well, how true to its original writings do you think the Bible is?
No, it's not really all there. We used to have 88 books.
Yeah,
And
at
we used to
least.
have, I think, 144 elements in the periodic table. Um,
Yeah, okay.
that's something I recently found out. Ether
Yeah.
being one of those, which is obviously a very important one to take out. But I think what's happening now is that we haven't got the books that we need to understand Revelation properly, or to decipher the role that kind of giants played, or because the stuff that's left over is only a small percentage of what was here before
Yeah, and they took
before
the good stuff out.
the
Like they took out the Book of
yeah,
Giants,
I
right?
think there were a lot of things that were taken out, and I think that knowledge of like living till you're 800 years old, which all of these like a lot of these prophets got to do
Yeah,
in
yeah.
in the Bible. Um, but the Bible is also like it also works as symbolism, or it also works as a metaphor for other things, like how to ascend, how to get closer to God, how to understand the universe, how to be healthy, and all of these things.
Yeah, which was, oh,
Yeah.
hang on, that was that picture.
So it
We
works
did
on these
these
different
on
levels.
before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where was it? There
And
was one about the chrism.
yeah, I
Oh, it
mean,
must be way back.
I think the two main things that are fascinating with this is that um we know there are 88 books because we have 88 different strings on the harpsichord, which was used to praise God. So
Yeah, that
there's
was
88
basically the
different.
first piano, right? But it plucked
Right,
instead
right.
of hit, yeah.
Yeah. So you lay that down horizontally, and you
And
get
it's a harp. I know where that, yeah.
yeah,
Great
and it's a
point, yeah.
harp. It's just a harp. No,
Yeah.
nothing is. We haven't really invented anything.
No, no. Just
Yeah,
got
which is
something.
fascinating, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it's
so so
crazy.
each key was a book. Each key was a book, and we call them keys today too.
The keys, yeah, well, this is the thing, a key, like
And a key
it'd
unlocks a
be
lock.
in the key of C, so it's a frequency as well, right?
Yeah, like you need every key to unlock, you know,
Okay, so
the whole realm, the whole full spectrum. So yeah, I mean, 88 books of the Bible, 88 keys, that's not a coincidence. So yeah.
okay, so this is yeah, right, the Solomon's Temple, yeah. Yeah, temple as a
Mm.
body. So is that Solomon's? I'm guessing it
Yeah.
is.
So this is fascinating because it means that even the temples are using God's image, which is the human anatomy. So we have the brain, the inner sanctum. We have the courtyard would be the legs. Then you have the holy place, which is your digestive system. You have the cells for the priest, the arms, the different shrines that actually manifest things. So you like forgiving sins, all of that happens there. You can also model this on Beijing as well, the Forbidden City. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Everyone is working to the same damn geometry.
Yeah,
All of these temples couldn't have
right.
been built by one empire that was communicating. I mean, it must have been built by obviously somebody because they're there, but it
Mm.
wasn't built by different separate empires. They were all looking at the Bible, even the Chinese.
Well, yeah, the same information for sure, right? They knew the
And
same,
mm,
understood the same information. That's why it was all
Yeah, before
everything.
Taoism, people did have only one God in China. They only believed that there was one God,
Yeah, right. Okay.
just like we do, just like Christians do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm presuming that you're a Christian. But yeah, so
Well, I'm not religious really.
mhm.
Um, but I mean, because it's just, I've got, I'm from Christian countries, but it's just so,
Yeah,
you know, the people
yeah,
running the church are not Christians, clearly. The book's been,
no, no,
messed
that's all
up.
inverted. Yeah,
They
yeah,
tell you not to read it. Go and listen to the man in the church. He'll tell you what it means. Like all that stuff. I'm just
yes,
like,
yeah,
get away from me. Like,
yes. I mean, that organized Christendom is obviously not the right way to go if you want
yeah,
to get closer to God. Yeah.
yeah.
So we have the blue 88, which is again the frequency. I mean, numerology is really interesting for this. Then we have the pillars, the door, 1 1, which is 2 and 9. The lower elemental atoms.
Oh, okay.
Molecular, yeah, it's crazy.
So
I
this
mean, you
is
could
all
spend a
connected
long
with
time on this.
periodic table stuff, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, you got some references to elements. I mean, 666 is actually
Yes, what's that?
six oxygen, six hydrogen, six
Ah,
carbon.
six carbon,
It's
yes.
nothing to do with any Luciferian thing. That's all misappropriation. There's
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
nothing
well,
Luciferian in any of these numbers. It all has a biblical reference, you know?
yeah, well, we're the 666, aren't we?
Right, we are the 666.
Yeah.
So it's trying to get us to hate ourselves. Like, what's the game? Like, what's the
Mm.
like, hate yourself? You
And
know?
what do you think about 33? Everyone goes off about 33 all the time, especially with this Charlie Kirk stuff. Everyone's like, 33. Look, it's
Yeah, 33 is like
people.
everlasting life. Like the two,
It's
three connected. You know?
ascension, isn't it?
It's not
Essentially.
so. Yeah, it's definitely not. I mean, 33 is not enough of a degree to be standing up straight. So all of that is again. I mean,
Okay, that's it. Yeah.
33 is supposed to be like some great achievement. Like, what degree do you need to stand up straight? You're not even standing up straight
You
at
need
that.
at least that 180, right? Yeah, well,
It's
I
all
mean,
about angels and angles, this whole world. Like
angles, yeah,
you can't say I
yeah,
want to be 33. What is 33 degrees? Like what degree do you want to be standing up straight?
yeah, well, 180.
Exactly. How are you going to get to that degree? How do you even, is there even a
Well,
degree?
they
Like,
don't teach that in Freemasonry, but I think that's where a lot of people connect. That's like, 33rd degree in Freemasonry is when you know,
I
like
mean, you want to be at
become angel.
180 to be standing. That's what God gives you at birth. You finally learn. You reached your 180th degree when you can stand up straight, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm, yeah, interesting. I've never looked at it like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do look at things in a weird way, but I've always been doing that. So it's,
Ah, that's good. Weirdos are good. So have you
yeah,
have
so
you
that's before
seen
the
this?
J, which is interesting.
Have you seen the land of this land that people are showing up near the Arctic? It's on old maps, and it's like the
Oh
land
yeah,
of well, Jesus is spelled like this, right?
years was yeah,
Eos, or however you say it. Yeah, on old maps, it's like marked as a land.
yeah. I have seen that. I think recently as well, actually. So yeah, no, there is a theory that Jesus had an entire life that we haven't been told about, and that he was a king. He was an actual king of a land.
Yep.
Uh, that Mary Magdalene wasn't actually who we say she was, and that land was America, and that the Garden of Eden was there. Everything was there in the United States. Yeah, I think it's America though, because those maps are all Eurocentric. So
Yeah.
I don't know why the only ones that survived are Eurocentric ones. You know, because I mean, that could be this attempt to maybe destroy, you know, like the Library of Alexandria kind of
Yeah.
syndrome, where
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
remove
Yeah.
everything, you
And
know,
and the Vatican, archives, like
the archives.
they
Yeah, I mean,
may
even
they
the
may have just
Smithsonian
hidden it
does it
all.
with, you know, giant bones. So it's
Yeah.
maybe it is somewhere. I mean, maybe there's an entire world under our feet that we, you know, don't know about.
Well, there totally could be. I mean, is that what this is, a representation of the world, the heavens?
No, no, this is a representation of the sun, the life
Oh,
energy, and they've copied the refraction of the sun to create the perfect diagram of God, where or who God is. So the sun, worshiping the sun, is actually not a pagan faith at all.
no,
It is very much Christianity. Yeah,
well, I mean, Jesus is the Son of God for
exactly.
starters. But yeah, that's confused me when I first heard that. Like people are like sun worship's bad. I'm like, well, try living without the sun.
No,
Like,
I
what do
mean
you mean sun worship's bad? It's
the sun could do does so much for our body because
it,
yeah.
there'd be nothing. There'd be no life could survive
Yeah, I
without the
think
sun.
if everyone in the world woke up tomorrow morning and realized light was electricity, it would be a completely different existence for everyone.
Life is electricity.
That sunlight is
Oh,
electricity
sunlight is
and that
electricity.
we are electrical beings. That's
Yeah,
all you need to know.
and it's information too, right?
And that's all you should learn at school. You should learn about sunlight, electricity, and magnetism and nothing else. And it would be we would have a whole new reality, a far superior existence.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
We
so we,
waste so much time learning absolute garbage,
yeah,
Campbell.
well,
Absolute.
how to live in the system, right, and pay tax. That's pretty much what they teach us.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so who do you think they are? You've said a few times that you don't think they're necessarily, like evil or anything like this,
No.
or
They are
what
they
do
are
you
the
think?
noble Moorish families. I have a list of all the houses. I've completed this recently.
So is this like the 13 families? Is that a
Yeah,
similar
it
concept?
is that idea of 13 families. Yeah.
All right. So basically, you're saying the Moors are still in control. They went into hiding.
Yes, the Moors are still very much in control. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
They are definitely not happy about us white-faced people becoming so, knowledgeable. But that is okay because I think deep down they also understand that they can't really do anything about it. This is my firm belief that there are different kinds of melanin. There's a white and there's a black melanin. We get more from the sun than anyone else within a short period of time because of our skin. So
Hmm.
um, why were we given the ability to remove the captors completely from our reality? Um, well, this is because we realize now, many people, not just me, most of what I'm telling you, I've just read somewhere else. Okay, so it's like if Hebrew is the real language that we should be speaking, but we're using English, and English is actually a negative language because you're always using negative negative conjunctions and everything. You're always going, isn't it?
Totally.
Aren't you? Don't you?
Yeah.
So
How are you?
you're
Not
always being
bad.
negative.
Hmm.
And if you look at the English language and you realize that you're reading Hebrew and Arabic and Persian knowledge in the inverted, the meaning changes of everything you say. So Shakespeare was never some you know white man
Person.
in Stratford-upon-Avon who married Mary, who married Anne Hathaway and moved to London to write plays. He was an Italian Moor who knew everything about Venice, everything about the Venetian trades, everything about the new currency that they had over there. He knew about so much about Italian family politics that he could write Romeo and Juliet. And when you suddenly realize that, you can't believe that you fell for this for so long, that it was a man who never left the UK. You know,
Yeah.
they just misappropriated a bunch of things before they burnt a library over there or something. So it's like this is obviously a collection of many people's work. So what I did with Guy is I showed him a few different sayings that are actually the opposite, that have the opposite meaning, and I'd like to show you some of those. I actually
Yeah.
have a few
Yeah.
I didn't talk to him about.
All right.
So
Let's do
if
it.
Hebrew is inverted English, again, this is not today's Hebrew. It's very important. Hebrew, Aramaic, or what I think is Arabic, is a different language. We rediscovered, I think, Hebrew in the 1800s, and then someone kind of wrote all the vocabulary for themselves, and that's what we today think is Hebrew. So,
Okay.
so, so the early bird catches the worm, or the early bird gets the worm, is an English saying. It's very popular, very famous saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the meaning is the complete opposite because the full sort of Hebrew is the early bird catches the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. What do
Interesting.
you want to eat, a worm or cheese?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
genius. It's genius. It's using the animal kingdom. It's absolute genius, but it's not the same meaning. It almost twists the meaning around into something else.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, yeah, we think it means get up and go out and do it yourself, attack the day when it's really like stand back and
Yeah.
watch, let other people take the dangerous route and then walk
Right.
in and take the treasure, right?
So someone decided they were going to teach us half of the saying and never the whole one and make it mainstream, you
Okay.
know? And I think that's why we weren't allowed to read the Bible and things like that, during the like Inquisition and all of
Mm.
that period of time because they didn't want us to know the truth. Yeah. So there's also the Latin like carpe diem, seize the day.
Yep,
But
yeah.
the full saying is carpe diem, quam minimum credula posterio. Trust in tomorrow. What? Carpe diem. That's written on buildings. That's etched into the ornamentals of buildings all around the world. And
Okay.
they don't know that the Latin is has the same joke played on it.
Yeah, yeah,
So the
wow.
Moors are laughing at us all the time. You don't even know you build universities on carpe diem, seize the day, and you don't
Mm,
know that the Romans were Moors and they said carpe diem, quam minimum credula postero, because they created a new language from the German for the Italians because they never wanted them to be friends. And what does it say in the Bible when they built the Tower of Babel?
Babel. Yeah,
They started to babble because they didn't
Babel.
understand each other because who was the God that changed all of their languages so they could never communicate? You know, it's the
Mm,
same thing. That's what the Moors did. They didn't want anyone in Europe to have the same original Celtic tongue or Visigoth tongue.
mm.
So winning isn't everything. What do you think about that one? Have you heard that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely heard that one. Winning isn't everything.
Yeah, I love that one. Winning isn't everything. Everyone says that. Oh, winning isn't
Yeah, well,
everything. You
only
say
when
that
you
to your
don't win,
kids,
they
right?
say it. Winning isn't everything.
Winning isn't everything. You try. That's the main thing. The
Yes,
original parable is ancient. It's like hundreds of years old. It's winning isn't everything. Winning is the only thing.
it's the only thing. Yeah, right.
Why are they all missing the most important sentence?
Well,
By
because I mean,
design,
it sounds
by
like what they
theory,
it's
by
changed
design.
into just go out and work, right? Just go out and slave and grind, grind, right? This whole thing about you
Exactly.
got to
A
grind, grind,
Slav.
grind,
We are
instead of
forever the
actually being
Slav.
focused
Yeah.
on the goal and winning and being
The
smart
stooping
about it.
Nordic, white-faced. Yeah.
Yeah. So it
It's
promotes
crazy.
the
It's
job,
crazy
right?
how the whole world is
The
falling
job,
apart.
and I mean, job, right, is Job.
Job. Job.
Job from
Yeah.
the Bible, right? Who has
Yeah.
all this misery thrown at him, right?
Terrible. He's constantly being tested. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even Shakespeare, now's the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by the son of York. Never bother about the glorious summer that's coming. Great minds think alike.
Yep, definitely heard that one.
It's a
What's
lie.
this?
Great minds think alike, though
Well,
seldom differ.
but seldom differ.
Fools seldom differ. You're a fool if you agree with everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Of
fools seldom
course.
differ.
Of
Okay, I
course.
got you
Why
there.
would you say great minds think alike? Oh, great minds think alike. We're all in our little
Because you
club,
agree
we
with
have the
me,
same
oh, and I'm great.
we all, we also like we all think the same thing, everything's
We're
fine.
on the
No,
same
that's what
club.
fools do.
Yeah,
They,
yeah,
they, they, this is all by design, and it is
yeah.
not,
Well,
and
it's
it is
anti-creativity,
insane.
right? And imagination.
Yeah, it is
Mm.
insane. Like they tell you like an eye for an eye, nobody knows where that comes from. But that's not Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi perverted that. He said an eye for an eye. The
Makes the
the
whole world
actual
blind.
yeah, the actual theory was or the actual saying was like that an eye for an eye is not actually the way to go because Jesus said I think the Sermon on the Mount, eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
Whole
So
world blind, yeah.
so Gandhi didn't even understand. I mean that's Gandhi doesn't didn't even know the full saying.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, who know? Yeah, who knows
And
what
then
he
Jesus
means
also
as
said, an
well.
eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, foot for a foot. Thou shalt give a life for a life. So it does mean fight, you know? It does mean fight. Does it mean fight? I think it means fight.
Fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of means fight. I mean, Jesus was quite a violent man, actually.
The,
Uh
the,
he
yeah.
attacked people who were selling
The
trying to make
money
money out of
changes,
sacrifices.
the
Yeah.
famous one in the temple,
Yeah, tax collectors. He
the
wasn't, yeah.
tax collect, yeah, the tax collector story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the French more said, the king, 16th century, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that one.
Guess what the real saying was?
Um, Rome wasn't built in a
Nothing to
day.
do with it takes a long time to build something worth building. He
No.
said, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it burned in one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, that's a good one.
man, I got so many of these. Yeah.
Wasn't built in a day, but it burnt in one.
And then 1742, ignorance is bliss.
Well, that's clearly wrong, but yes.
Ignorance is bliss. It is folly to be wise. Yeah. So,
Ignorant is bliss, it is folly to be wise.
yeah. So it's quite complicated. Okay, what it's
Yeah,
saying
like
is,
how's that work? Because folly is like foolish, right?
yeah. So it's folly to be wise. It's stupid if you're
It's
trying to be wise.
yeah, yeah.
So ignorance is bliss. Makes you think that you're a fool because what it actually is trying to say is that you're a fool if if you're happy, right? Because you shouldn't be happy. If you're intelligent, you probably
Oh,
got worries on your mind, right?
yeah.
So ignorance is bliss, but it's folly to be wise. So it's not about wisdom because the more you know, the harder it is to
The
be happy.
less the more you know you don't know, right?
Yeah, yeah. These really take some thinking. Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot. There's like money is the root of all evil.
well,
Yeah.
it's the love
That's
of
not the
money.
saying either.
The
Yeah,
love
yeah.
of money, is that right? Or,
Yeah, the love of money. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so everything's upside down, and I think that's how, yeah, we need to look at the world that way, and I think it'll give us more truth.
It's all just spells,
Mhm.
right?
Just spellings,
Spells,
and
man, spelling. First thing they teach us at school. So do you think Jesus was black? Or like Moorish?
well, I
Moorish
think Jesus
king?
was black. I mean,
Clearly he was.
people around what's like Bethlehem. He wasn't. I mean, he was born in Jerusalem, but he wasn't from Jerusalem. He was from Nazareth.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the whole carpenter story because people weren't really carpenters at that time.
Yeah.
Things were made out of stone. They weren't really
Good
building things
point.
out.
Yeah, they would have been, yeah, more like
There wasn't much wood
masons.
in that part of the world either. So it's kind of more like your background, so more like sort of is that Punjab or somewhere. So they weren't really carpenters. So this is actually very interesting. What was his job, or what was his profession? It was probably stonemason because that's how they built furniture. Everything was stone. So if Jesus was a stonemason,
It's a mason, man. I know, right?
then it was unlikely that he was a carpenter because even today that's not really that's more like a European trade where you have these large this plethora of like woodland and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's quite a sandy, desolate like Nazareth. I mean, you can go to Nazareth today, you won't see many. I mean, there
Trees.
might be a lot of mangrove trees, but there's not going to be many like oaks and pines and you know.
Mm,
So I'm not sure he was a carpenter. Yeah. But then carpenter could be a mistranslation for stonemason. So
yeah,
everything's been translated so many times, you see, from Hebrew to Greek to
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And then all the councils of Nicaea, like, or there five of those or something, and like,
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it is fascinating though. I mean, there's so many other things we could discuss.
yeah, yeah. Well,
It's crazy,
geez.
especially Europe and Africa. The connection is quite insane. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have to have another chat in the future and
I hope so. Yes, yeah, I like
yeah,
to. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, it's been really interesting. We've been going for 2 hours, would you believe?
Wow, the time's gone.
The
Wow.
time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I gotta say, I am such a fan of your work. You've inspired me to know. And I stopped watching movies and I'm watching like mainly YouTube, like Michelle Gibson, Guy Anderson. What's the other guy? John Levi. Have you
John
ever met him?
Levi, yeah,
Oh, this is definitely like, this is the most important thing we are doing now because we're helping people and we're helping ourselves too. I think we're organizing things in our
yeah.
heads. Yeah.
I agree. It's not a dark rabbit hole, right? There's so many dark rabbit holes where
No.
this is not dark,
It's
and
important
it's
to keep positive, but it is
yeah,
hard. And I can completely understand when some people just get very negative about it.
mm,
Uh, yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, it's interesting how we always end up going back to the Bible. I do find that to be quite amazing. I'm almost
mm,
like suggesting now that people go back to the Bible like a preacher, because there's so much in there that gives us such an advantage over people who don't know that it's already in there. Everything from giants to ancient cities. You know. our
Mm.
connection with the, reptiles and yeah.
Yeah, right, with reptiles. Yes, yeah. Yeah, I've always sort of looked at it as a history book,
Yeah, I mean, look, it's okay to look at it academically. I think you can get a lot out of it. Yeah.
Mm,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not really a book. It's a library of books,
It's a
to
lot
be
of
honest.
book exactly. And then it's two testaments, which I
It's
mean,
fascinating how they connect to each other as well.
do you
That's
think yeah, do you think they are connected, the Old and New Testament, or do you think they're just
Yeah,
two
yeah. I mean, I
unconnected
think that the
books?
Old Testament was for people who lived in a very different world, a world where I think more extreme measures had to be implemented to keep yourself safe. But I think as we have upped our frequency and we've evolved with creating more kind of larger cities, there's more safety. There's definitely obviously more safety. People aren't walking around swinging like a hammer into each other's faces just because they
Yeah.
look the wrong color or something. But I think
Or
things were harder
triggered.
back then. I think you can tell by the original commandments and the New Testament, which is obviously a very different one. You can't,
Oh, it's a completely
there's
different
not
book.
as much application in modern life to the old as there is to the New Testament for sure.
Mm.
But yeah, I believe there's still a lot of truth in there. And I think you can read books like Enoch. You can find all of that online now. We have a superpower, and it's I think the internet. Um, yeah,
Well, yes. I mean, if we can keep control
yeah, but
control of it.
it's like everything in
It's
moderation.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's just yeah, it's becoming less and less useful with all the
But I wouldn't have been able to
censorship and
have this
all that.
conversation with you today if it wasn't
I
for the
agree.
internet.
It's
So there are
definitely
positive,
yeah, 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 yeah. It's definitely connected a lot of people. We've just got to be yeah careful how we use it, I guess.
Yeah.
This
But this
whole
is
the
definitely
main
one of
thing
the
is that
highlights of my studies, this conversation with you.
um no, I'm just thinking it all over now, like the whole Moorish. I mean, it
Look
makes
into the
that
Moors. It is an
yeah.
incredible, it is amazing.
I
And
mean, yeah, I've done a
you
little
will
bit,
see
but not
things that no one else
heaps.
can see. I'm sure you will.
Mm. And like I
Yeah.
said, of course, Michelle Gibson's done a lot of work into the Moors and
Yeah. No,
research
she
on
started me
them.
off looking into it. When I saw those really ancient buildings that they said were built in the 1800s, well, first of all, I didn't believe it. And she never says what she thinks on those videos. She just gives you the facts.
Yeah.
Uh, now I like the facts too, but I'm not scared about like coming to my own conclusion and saying this is an ancient Moorish empire that ruled this country.
Mm.
And if you play old computer games, they do say Moorish America sometimes for the empires. So like I used to be an addict.
Like the
I mean,
civilization type
like
games.
medieval Total War, Rome Total War, all of those. I had all those games, yeah. So I know that there's a connection between the Moors and the Americas. But I didn't know that Morocco was there. I didn't know the original Moorish kings were there. I didn't know in Dresden there is still an American king dressed in all these feathers, obviously a black man.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen that picture.
Wonderful large emerald sort of tablet, like a large circular, what would you call that? Like a
Like
like
a
a like a
necklace
charm.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, charm, yeah.
And he's carrying these amazing crystals. And there's lots of those. There's like elephants, golden elephants that are all called Moorish. Then there's entire castles in Germany called Moritzburg, the castle of the Moor. And then you have these big elephants outside with castles on top. And it's like, I don't think those are new. I think that was an empire. And I think that was
Mm.
Tartaria. And I think I can link maybe next time if we have another chat,
Yep.
the Tartarians to the Moors. I think that's important. Yeah.
Okay, so you think that the Tartarians were Moorish as well?
I think they were together. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think the
interesting.
Mongolians possibly. There's a guy who bought loads of these secondhand books called Jordan Nuttall. He was in the Tartaria conference. Have you heard of? Have you watched his stuff?
I don't think so. It doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, he's got like dozens of books on the true history of the Crimean Tartary, Tartary Minor, Chinese Tartary. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
Jordan
that's really
Nuttall.
useful to if yeah, Jordan Nuttall. If people don't agree with the Tartaria being an actual empire, which is obviously still a problem with some people, so.
Yeah, yes, some people get very triggered over it.
Which is crazy. I can't believe that's still a problem in 2025. I mean, the amount of maps online. Come on. I mean,
I know. we don't even know if they're people these days, right? They could just be bots, just there to
Yeah, I
harass
mean,
us.
maybe if you don't believe in Tartaria by now, you can pretty much presume that the person is, like paid for.
NPC or
Yeah,
paid opposition.
yeah, because it's been around for many years now, Tartaria.
Yeah, yeah, and
Not
it's
going
just
away, is it? I
it's a,
mean, there's
no,
books on it. So,
no. There's still people out there trying to undermine it all, but they just they just appear silly now. I had someone
hmm.
when I did my last mud flood video showing buildings, and they're like, "Do you believe in the mud flood? Do you?" And I'm like, "Did you see
What do you
the
mean?
photos with the glass in the windows?" And it was like,
Have you seen like half
below
the windows
street
underground? Why
level.
would you do that if there's a
Like,
flood? You want the
how
water
can
in your
you?
house?
How can you possibly deny?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
at this point, yeah, they're just like putting their hand up and saying, "I'm foolish.
Yeah. I think
Ignorance is
every ancient
bliss."
city was built by demonic entities that were captured.
Demonic entities. Wow.
Yeah, because there's no explanation,
Yeah,
Campbell. Some of these
but
some of these town halls in the middle of rural America,
what about
when there was a
this?
population of like 500 people, what I
They're
mean?
so like, they got so much beauty in them, and they're based on cymatics
Yeah.
and sacred
And
geometry, and
Italian marble, like tons of Italian marble. No way. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, we definitely don't
I
know
think every one of the
how.
Great Lakes is a flooded city that they want to hide as well. That's another theory I've had.
I had a
Yeah,
bit of a look into that because the Great Lakes only appeared what a couple of hundred years ago,
yeah,
if
they're not on
that.
the maps, right?
Yeah,
1600s.
exactly. They're not. Yeah, yeah. You go back to 1700s, they don't exist.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Too much to
All right.
research. My mind hurts sometimes. I have so many different
Yes, I know.
avenues to look into. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, cool. All right. Well,
Cool.
nice to meet you. Thanks for the chat. And yeah, I think, yeah,
Thank
we'll
you.
have to do a part two,
Thank you for
right?
finding time for me.
Yeah,
Absolutely
no.
love your work.
Cheers, mate. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Have you got a channel yourself? Are you putting stuff up?
Yes, I'm mainly on Instagram. Instagram is like just something I like doing. I
All
do
right.
Instagram every day.
What's your
My
Insta
Instagram
channel?
is Charles Ross.
Charles Ross. All right.
If
I'll
anyone
put
wants
it.
to follow me there. I also have Facebook, Charles Ross.
Okay.
I do have a YouTube channel, but I've only really started posting in the last 6 months.
Okay.
Uh, I did do a good chat with Jordan Nuttall the other day, so that's on there now. So,
All right. And what's your
uh,
YouTube the
and
same, is it?
Guy Pearce, I think is the main kind of connector now. Internationally connects people to each other. So,
Guy
uh,
Pearce.
sorry, not Guy Pearce, Guy Anderson. Sorry,
Guy
what did
Anderson. Yeah,
I say? Guy
cool.
Pearce. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Guy's been talking to a lot of people, hasn't he? He's done a lot of interviews now.
Yeah, he seems to be doing these twice a week or something. He's doing
Yeah,
episodes.
wow, he's getting into it.
But he is very knowledgeable. He's also published a few books. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we have a lot of like people to give us help us forward, push us forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's a puzzle, right? And we're all part of we're all got a piece.
But you were one of the first three, so that's
Uh,
important.
yeah. Oh, thank you. All right. Well, cheers, man. And yeah, let's do it again sometime and we'll have
Yes,
some more
thank you. Yeah, I'll
questions.
try and get more facts and numbers about maybe some cities in Taiwan. It might be
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
cool. Yeah, that whole time. Yeah, well, there's a lot of questions.
Because I think that's something that really only I can do at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you're there, man. Why not?
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, thanks, man. And yeah, I'll be in touch. Let's do it again.
Thank you, Campbell.
Thanks, Charles, mate. Nice to meet you.
Much love.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Let's see you, mate.